sun is out and I'm feeling okay. Hope you have a really good day. Welcome back to the channel, y'all. Oh my gosh. All smiles, and y'all know why. Since my Thunder went out there and handled business last night. Oh, thank God, man, because I was honestly concerned with how we handled that first game, just a one possession victory in a game where CJ and BI struggled so heavily. I did say that I didn't believe that we could do that again, holding Brandon Ingram to such a struggle game, but it happened again. And even though they started off the game very, very well, immediately going to Valanciunas, I want to say maybe 6 straight possessions. I'm gonna run this down for y'all how the game went for the Pelicans to start the game. Like I said, immediately went to Val to open up the game. He went right in the chest and got an easy basket, got an and one as well. The very next possession, got an offensive rebound, and got I want to say he got a kick out. No, he got the offensive possession. Offensive rebound, went back up, scored the ball. The very next possession, he got a wide open dump off from CJ to get his 7th point in just 3 minutes. The very next possession, he got a baseline feed from Trey Murphy, who drove the baseline, found Val when the defense collapsed on him. That was 9 points. He had all 9 of New Orleans points to start the game. The very next possession, like go back and watch the first 5 minutes of this game and see how heavily they force-feeded Valanciunas, bro. It was ridiculous. Like how they were trying to exploit Chet Holmgren. Like he can't go out there and just get 5 blocks like he did in the first game. It's whatever though. He got that same look, that baseline drive. Defense collapsed. This time Herb Jones found him on that look. So he got 11 points before any of his teammates even looked at the rim and attempted a shot. For that first half, he had 15 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, 6 of 10 from the field. He had a really solid outing in that first half. Lack of three-point shooting, though, for the Pelicans really kind of swayed this game in the Thunder's favor early on in that first quarter. 1 of 7 from the field in that regard for that quarter. A lot of points were just left on the table after the Thunder adjusted the force feeds of Valanciunas and made them start, expanding their game. They were unable to score consistently for the quarter. They did go on a 16-6 run in the mid-second to cut a once 18-point lead to 9, but time and time again, the Thunder just kept on increasing that lead, keeping the foot on their neck. It had very, very solid quarters throughout this game, especially the second and third quarters. They only lost the third quarter they tied the third quarter. They only lost the third quarter by 5, tied in the second. But losing that first quarter by 13 points, I want to say it was 35-22 or something like that, that put them in a position where they just did not have enough to, overtake the Thunder eventually. The momentum that we built off of the back of Chet Holmgren, who we'll get to in a second, who played very, very solid in that first half. I want to say he had 20. He had 20 points in that first half, and that made a difference. Them not being able to score efficiently in that first quarter, it was a neck and neck game the entire game. Game 1, that wasn't the case in this one. In that first quarter, similar to the Dallas Mavericks game 1 against the Clippers, that second quarter, although it wasn't just 8 points that the Pelicans scored in the first quarter, it's one quarter can lose you an entire game. One possession can lose you an entire game. And in this case, it was that first quarter for the New Orleans Pelicans. And like I mentioned, man, Brandon Ingram the entire night was in the torture chamber, man. Just 2 shot attempts in the first quarter, 4 points, 3 turnovers, and 2 fouls. Little to no aggression. And going into the second quarter and then to end the half, the man just had still 4 points. No, I want to say he did get to the free throw line, but he only shot 2 shots. Absolutely, locked down, bro. I did not expect back-to-back games or more than one game of a Brandon Ingram struggle as hard as he did in game 1. But we came out and really locked down on him. And I know Boston's game was first, Miami's game, because they won that game. And we'll get to that after this, but I had to come, speak my mind about my team to begin the video, because we always have the last game, so I do it in order how the games go. So the back end of the video is where I really get hyped and amped up for what I'm talking about. Now we doing that in the beginning of this video for this one. He did, however, in the second half, have a very much improved outing in that third quarter. 6 points at the free throw line. He had a few baskets as well, giving him 12 points. He took that shot in the midsection from Chet Holmgren, which I thought looked pretty bad. He went down in agony, was grabbing at his rib cage, I want to say, this like side of his torso area. It didn't look good either. I thought it was a fractured rib, a cracked rib, something with his lung or his liver, something. But he got right back up immediately. The next possession, went down there. Well, he didn't get up immediately, but the next possession, he went down there and got a tough or wide open a wide open mid-range jumper off a Lou Dort flop. So that was one of his baskets in the second half. And throughout the suffocating defense that was played on him, he was able to generate efficient offense at the free throw line as well. He went 6 of 6 from the line. But that's pretty much all that we got from Brandon Ingram. CJ, he had a decent first half, 9 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals, 4 of 8 from the field, but he was still struggling from 3. Even on a couple wide open attempts, he just couldn't knock anything down. That's really all I got in my notes for CJ McCollum. The Thunder absolutely came out here and handled business, man. I'm going to just keep it a beam with you. Like I said, they tied the second quarter, lost the third by just 5. I didn't even look at the fourth quarter stats. I don't have final stats because after Josh Giddey hit that 3 in the corner with about 6.5 to go, I literally went to bed. It was like 11:48 Eastern time. I'd been up since 7 that morning from work. I went to bed. So I knew we was going to win. I mean, no way that they was going to, I think it was like a 20-point lead by the time I, finally closed my eyes. So, yeah. Herb Jones, though, he did have a solid first half, solid scoring game nonetheless. I want to say he had like 18 going into the fourth, 10 points in the first half. He had 2 threes. He played relatively solid defense on SGA for majority of that first quarter, but Shea is a tough shot taker and shot maker, so he did give up a few baskets, but that's just what's going to happen when you play against really, really solid offensive players. He had an efficient game from long range, real efficient. And then moving over for my Thunder, Chet Holmgren, man, like I said, in that first half, put up a very, 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 you do what you can do, I can do better type of performance. With Val putting up his 11 in that first quarter, Chet matched him with 15 points in the first quarter, 3 for 3 from downtown. Exactly the start that we needed to shut down the momentum from Val's hot start. Like I said, he finished the first half with 20 points. He was 7 of 9 from the field. That's really all we needed right there from Chet. That aggression offensively and able to kind of not allow himself, because he didn't allow himself, even though Val was scoring the ball, he wasn't just allowing himself to get bullied. You go down here and score, I'm going to get the ball too, and I'm going to show you I can get busy too. So I really like that from Chet Holmgren. We were knocking down our threes at a very, very high volume in this first quarter, 7 of 11 from long range. We're one of the teams that don't really shoot high volume threes, so the fact that we shot 11 in the first quarter was very surprising to me, and we hit 7 of them. That's very high percentage, 63%, something like that. We were allowing too many second and third opportunities, though. 7 total offensive rebounds, I want to say, in the first half, 6 or 7. Larry Nance was off the bench, very, very effective in that regard for them, as well as Valanciunas was grabbing a few offensive rebounds for them as well. But it didn't really amount to nothing, because we went on a dominant 17-6 run at the end of the second quarter, holding New Orleans scoreless for nearly 3.5 minutes going into halftime. So swarming them defensively, we had a 15-point lead going into the second. Looking, far more confident and comfortable being in this playoff, type of element. Just really witnessing the team that we all knew and loved in that regular season causing turnovers and getting out in transition and getting baskets. I want to say 10. They caused 10 first half turnovers for New Orleans. 12 points on those mishaps. They led by 22 at one point in the third quarter, 82-60, and the ball movement was phenomenal the entire night, especially on that play where Aaron Wiggins made CJ fall. I want to say it got swung over to Giddey, who then swung it to J-Dub, who pump fake, went baseline and got the basket at the rim. Or no, he found Wiggins back on the cut from the top of the key. He was about to go up, found Wiggins, and he got an easy basket. So I'm pretty excited, bro. I'm pretty happy of how we really went out there and handled business. It was a game that I came into like, okay, let's see how they play Brandon Ingram. Let's see how different he approaches this one. And it was surprising to see him just shoot 2 shots. Like, he had the ball a few times, and it was just how fast the double team came at him having to pick up his dribble so often that we're getting the ball out of his hands so fast. So he didn't even have time to really get shots up. But then, you know, his supposed to be his counterpart in CJ McCollum without having Zion, he wasn't really putting in work either. Trey Murphy wasn't having the best offensive production for them in that first half. And that first half is where they really, you know, went down big. 15-point deficit going into the second half, 22 points at one point. So we just, at that point, I knew, like, there's no way we lose this game. Shea went out there. Once he started hitting shots, he got it rolling. 7 straight points to put the Thunder up 10 in that first quarter. Such a smooth operator at the mid-range, bro. It's really a joy to watch him play basketball, bro. Had 11 points in the second quarter as well, just firing on all cylinders. 7 of 12 from the field in the first half. 19 points as well. I just said he's a smooth operator, but he's so crafty, bro. I love watching Shea play basketball because you can make him pick up his dribble or have him, you know, do like the little what's that called? Like forget the terminology for it, but that dribble, like forget it. The like where he backs away from the rim while he's dribbling, but then you're kind of sending 2 bodies at him. He can sliver right through that gap and just get right to the rim. It's so smooth to watch, man. He's so nimble and like squirmish, like on the court. Like he can just get anywhere on the court that he wants and get off any shot. That's exactly what he did in this one. J-Dub played a hell of a first half, especially on the defensive end. Just 5 shot attempts, but he was facilitating the ball the entire half as well. Rebounding, like I said, playing nagging defense on CJ. 6 points, 6 assists, 3 rebounds, and a steal. He took over in that second half when Shea went to the bench in the third quarter and, you know, really made this an insurmountable lead that the Pelicans just couldn't come back from. And then, like I said, Lou Dort, stellar defense for the entire game on Brandon Ingram. I'm loving what I'm seeing, man. I'm really enjoying the basketball that I'm watching from the OKC Thunder, especially in comparison to Game 1. I'm not sure. I want to say we held them under 100 again. If I'm not mistaken, we held them under 100 again when I glanced at the box score this morning. But yeah, that's all I got for that one. Moving over to the Boston-Miami game. I did not watch this game live because I didn't think I had to. I thought Boston would come out and handle business like they did in Game 1. That was not the case whatsoever. And I'm kind of mad I didn't watch it last night, but I'm also kind of glad because it allowed me to do some stuff I needed to get done. But anyways, Miami came out here and was on Boston's ass from the jump, especially when you consider how many 3-point attempts they got up in this game. Boston being the number 1 3-point shooting team in the league as far as attempts go. I want to say percentages as well. They're up there too. Miami really made it a point to match that volume for them. In that first quarter alone, they shot 8 of 15 from deep. They led by 1 going into the second quarter, but Boston quickly overtook them and gave themselves a 6-point lead of their own. kind of a back and forth affair for majority of that first half. Jaylen Brown got hot on the back end of that first half. The final 2 minutes was able to go on an 11-0 run of his own and, give Boston a 3-point lead going into halftime. So it was a very solid first half for both teams, and it looked really, really good. You get to the second half, and Miami starts playing that zone defense, playing much more aggressive defense on Tatum and Brown, really keeping them in containment, not allowing them to get off what they did in that first half. The two of them, I want to say in the first half, combined for about 43, 42 points, something like that. Jason Tatum was on fire to start the game. It felt like he had every basket for the Boston Celtics in that first 6 minutes of the first quarter. He very nearly did. He had 10 of their 14. Finished the quarter with 14, 5 of 6 from the field, 2 splashes, and after his hot start, he fizzled out. Like I said, Miami's defense really made a point to make other guys beat us. Let Drew Holiday get these shots. Let Porzingis, who we'll get to later, let him get these shots. Let Derek White put in 13 points for y'all. Let these other guys, y'all other guys is gonna have to beat us. Sam Hauser, Al Horford, y'all gonna have to beat us. He just really couldn't get it going in that second half. I want to say he finished with 28, but he finished the first half with about 19, 20. So it's like, what? I really gotta go back and lock in and see what was the change that the Miami Heat made that prevented him from doing what he was able to do in that first half. Is what he was getting easy baskets. Him and Brown were just getting whatever shots they wanted, especially Brown getting to the rim the entire first half. Made it look so easy. For them to crumble the way that they did, when this was, first of all, you're at home, so this is a game you're supposed to win. You go into Miami tied 1-1. This is basically a brand new series. This is essentially a brand new series. Now it's the first of 3. You know what I'm saying? It's the first of 3 now. So Miami having two back-to-back games at home after having the momentum of the game that they just had winning game 2, y'all in some trouble. Especially the way that y'all ended the game, y'all are in some trouble. Jaylen Brown, like I said, he was doing his work as well in that first half. He had some tough shots in the mid-range. He was getting to the rim the entire time. He had 3 straight threes, a steal in a fast break basket to end the game in the half on an 11-0 run of his own. But it's just tough when you put in 21 points in the first half and then you scored just 12 in the entire second, and your shots weren't falling. They were getting fouled, a lot of fouls, but they weren't shooting fouls that were giving them free throws. So I don't know, man. It was kind of like, I don't even know the right words to say, because it's just like, how do the Miami Heat keep doing this, man? How do they keep doing this? How? It is mind-boggling. They don't have their all-NBA caliber player, perennial all-star Jimmy Butler, and they going out there and winning with Tyler Herro. Well, no, let me not name Tyler Herro, because we know who Tyler Herro is, we know who Bam is. They got Nikola Jovic out there dropping 13. No, how many? Excuse me. Jovic, 11 points, 9 rebounds, 6 assists, 3 steals, and a block. He only missed 1 of his 5 shots. He hit 3 of 4 from downtown. 6 of his 11 came in the first quarter. That really got the ball rolling for Miami. Like I said, 8 of 15 in that first quarter. They made a franchise. They set a franchise record in 3-pointers made in this game with 23, I want to say. That was exactly the statement that they were trying to make. They have shooters too. We know what Tyler Herro can do. We know what Duncan Robinson can do. Jovic obviously can fill it up from deep. But also off the bench, they got Haywood Highsmith. They got Kevin Love. They got Caleb Martin in the starting lineup now for Jimmy Butler. They got guys that can shoot. They got Terry Rozier, who's not been playing the past 10 or so games. They got shooters, and they can really match ball. This is exactly why people were saying if the Heat get matched up against the Celtics could go down. I'm not a person that can put a lot of faith in the Miami Heat having successful postseasons because of how abysmal, or not really abysmal, but how, unserious they take the regular season. So it's I love to see it, the underdog, fighting and making it actually tough, have a chance to take down the 1 seed in back-to-back playoff runs coming out of the play-in. Although I don't see them making an NBA Finals run again. Who knows, bro? If they can take down Boston, if they go up 2-1 on Boston, they absolutely have a chance. They absolutely have a chance, especially when you consider the fact Jimmy Butler could be available around Game 6, Game 7 potentially. I'm gonna just leave it there, man. Caleb Martin, he had himself a solid game as well, ripping the nets in that first half. Continued to do so in the second half. 5 threes for the game. He held his own defensively against Porzingis, who was terrible. 1 of 9 from the field with a guy like Caleb Martin guarding him, who you nearly have a foot over in height. He's settling for jumpers, mid-range, 0 of 4 from 3. Like, Caleb Martin did his work. He had 21 points for the game, 58% from the field, 83% from downtown. Tyler Herro had a decent first half. He wasn't looking for his shot, too much, but being a facilitator, crashing the glass as well. 9 points, 5 assists, 3 rebounds. He was a huge reason for that third quarter push for Miami. His ball movement and his 3-point shooting made a huge difference for them. He ended up finishing the quarter before going to the bench. The Heat were up by 10. Finished the game off 24 points, 14 assists, which I want to say is a playoff career high. 5 boards as well as a steal, 6 of 11 from deep, just 3 turnovers with 14 assists. That is the exact evolution you want to see from Tyler Herro in these kind of instances where you don't have Jimmy Butler there to be a caveat and a guy to take some pressure off of him. That's exactly the kind of game you need from Tyler Herro. He had a similar performance, not as many assists in that first game, but scoring-wise, he had a similar performance. So, really, really loved what I saw from Tyler Herro in that game. Hami did, being a rookie, you're going to struggle. Had a decent first game where he shot 50% from the field, 16 points. But in this one, guys like Holiday and Derek White really made it tough for him. Prodding and poking at that ball, making him only just 1 turnover, but making it hard for him to put the ball on the floor. So he's getting a lot of ball screens essentially every time he's getting the ball to try to make a move. 14 points on the night, but 13 shots. I'm not holding that against him though, because like I said, he is a rookie. He's going against 2 of the top 5 on-ball defenders in the entire league. So solid game for Hami, all things considered. And he also, he played well on the defensive end too. I think that's all in my notes, man, as far as basketball goes, man. Bam, he was phenomenal all night long, whether he was crashing the glass, contesting and altering shots, working out in the mid-post. Whenever he wanted to get to that fall away, falling left or falling right, more so left, and that, at the elbow, that was money for him all game. He did it 3 straight times, working out of that elbow free throw range in that fourth quarter. 3 straight baskets, just working the Boston Celtics defense. He had 8 points in the fourth quarter to close out the Celtics, preventing that comeback. Finished off with 21 points, 10 rebounds, and 2 assists. He didn't register a single block or steal in this one, but all around, still a great performance for Bam Adebayo, holding the Celtics to just 101 points. I know I've missed making videos about, a few other games like the Clippers and the Mavericks. The Mavericks tied that series. The Bucks go up 2-0, and Denver went up 2-0 as well on a Jamal Murray buzzer beater. I just didn't have time to make videos about that, and they're already past, and we're getting Game 3 tonight. So there's really no point in me breaking down those games because we're 2 days late, but just know I've been locked in. For sure, I've been locked in. I appreciate y'all tuning in. Let's keep running up the subscribers, man. I appreciate everybody that has been on this journey. Y'all know we enjoy basketball around here, man. Let's keep it up. Like I said, I'm locked in. I got the next 5 days off. My girlfriend's birthday is on Saturday, so we might not have a video on Saturday. Y'all just got to be cool with that because I'm spending time with her. It is what it is. Like I said, I appreciate y'all tuning in, though. Let's get these subscribers, like the video, because it helps it helps me, my videos get out there on the algorithm, and it helps us grow our community. So, yeah, with that, all that being said, I appreciate y'all, man. I'm about to go ahead and get ready for the day. Go ahead and, get myself together. Catch y'all on the next one. Peace.